How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Antoine Griezmann twice gives Barcelona the lead in the Spanish Super Cup final, and twice Athletic Bilbao come back to equalize a second in the 90th minute before Iñaki Williams scores the winner in injury time, and Messi gets himself sent off for the first time in his Barcelona career. Jules, there's a ton to unpack here.
Yeah, I don't know where to start, Gab. Let's start with Messi because, as you said, it's his first ever red card for Barcelona. He had 2 with the Argentinian national team, but
including one on his debut, right?
Yeah, one on his debut. That's right. He's sort of like grabs the player, punched the player. It's like maybe he thought Conor McGregor is coming back to UFC next weekend. You know, this is inspiring him. It was so unlike Messi. It was so crazy. Frustration clearly there. You know what I was really shocked about is that after the end of the 90 minutes, before extra time started, when it was 2-2, the Marcelino had all the Athletic Bilbao players around him. And on the Barca half, the players were still on the pitch. There was just nothing happening.
Standing around.
Yeah. And he was just like, what's going on? And I just think when you're 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, Koeman, you should close the game out.
He tried. He sent on Mingueza, right? And
he sent on Braithwaite in the 88th minute for Dembele.
Right, but he tried to set up more defensively at that point. And I think, I mean, to me, inevitably with Messi, we're going to go and turn this into like this huge psychoanalysis, thinking this had some bigger significance in the future. It has no bigger significance.
He was
tired. It was a long game.
Exactly.
He was being held back. He's like, I usually get away with this. Boom. Yeah. And it's that.
I agree with you.
But what does this mean? Because for Koeman, I hate to belabor the point, but Valverde was fired after getting knocked out in the Super Cup. This isn't going to happen with Koeman.
No.
But does it feel like this kind of undoes some of the positive things that we'd seen?
Certainly. And again, the fact that they could not control the game, like many times already this season, whether it comes from the manager, whether it comes from the players, it was crazy to see them not being able to manage the end of that game. And I think this is a step back big time, on top of the elections being postponed already, which is a disaster for the team because you can't plan, you can't make decisions, you have to wait until there's an election, you can't work on this transfer window, you can hardly work on the next one. And that also means Koeman would stay.
I think the challenge of Koeman now is just say, look, this is a Super Cup. What happened. Let's go back in the league. We were on a good run.
Yeah.
We're third. We probably won't win it this year, but let's keep pushing the kids. Let's keep moving forward, and let's see where we are. That's got to be the message you say.
But I just don't think that's easy. That's all. Because this is a bad one, and Messi would be suspended now, by the way. And we saw without Messi, this is more like Gijón, not Barcelona, right?
Maybe it'll be Griezmann's time to shine.
Gab, we need to give some love as well to Athletic Bilbao, of course. Marcelino, Iñaki Williams, Muniain Villalibre and his trumpet at the end of the game. This is an incredible story, right?
It's an incredible story. I don't even get here. It's kind of like where to begin. We don't often talk about Bilbao, but for those who don't know, one of their big things is they say, we have a Basque-only policy. We only get players from the Basque country.
Yeah.
It's a very fertile hotbed of football, but it's still very, very small in terms of numbers. And they just care about that you're Basque.
Yeah. Identity.
By identity, exactly. So Iñaki Williams, who's obviously of African descent, who I think he was born there, or he's a son of immigrants, raised there. He's Basque through and through. He gets it. By the way, what a game he has.
Yeah.
Iker Muniain, remember years ago when he made his debut?
The wonder kid,
at 16, he said, "Oh look, it's the Basque Messi." Didn't quite work out that way, but he certainly was outstanding here. Villalibre, the big dude who comes on with the beard, playing the trumpet at the end in the celebration. That's got to warm your heart.
Yeah.
But what warmed my heart too was Marcelino. This guy, does so well at Valencia, runs into the spawn of Satan that is Peter Lim, comes back in the 3 games that he's been in charge. He's had to face Barcelona in La Liga and did well, Real Madrid, and now Barcelona Super Cup, and he wins a trophy.
I know.
How this guy gets overlooked time and again. He's always brought up, he always seems to interview for jobs.
Yeah.
And, when he went to Athletic Bilbao, I said, why? I mean, to replace Gaisca Garitano, I said, why would you want to go here? This isn't really the place to relaunch yourself, is it? I guess he just wants to manage.
So quick, and the team is completely unrecognizable compared to before.
I think this is the kind of underdog story here. I don't know what's going to happen in the league. I think they can still shoot for, maybe top 4 might be a bit much, but it's not even
top 6,
but they can obviously go back up the table.
Yeah.
John Stones, yes, that John Stones, the one who hadn't scored a
Stones.
Premier League goal since 2015, which is also the last time Arturo Vidal played very, very well for an extended period of time. Scores 2 goals, and Manchester City rolled to a 4-0 win over Crystal Palace. They're 2 points back with a game in hand. Jules, are they your favourites to win it now?
Oh, they look so strong, Gab, I have to say. Defensively, Ruben Diaz and Stones going forward as well, and Sergio Aguero is not even there. And I have to say, it was pretty convincing and pretty impressive. And let's not forget that in the second half of the season, they will be playing the Manchester derby at home. They will have Chelsea at home as well. They will have to go to Liverpool, but still, there's maybe a fixture schedule there that is in their favour. So, yeah. And by the way, Kevin De Bruyne, outside of the right foot cross for the first Stones goal.
That was pretty nasty. That was pretty nasty. But I'll tell you what, I checked the numbers. In terms of goals conceded, they're doing a little bit better after 17 games than in the previous 4 years. In terms of goals scored, they're way behind. And so I think you do feel the absence of Aguero.
Yeah. Let's not overlook Leicester though, Gab, because they beat Southampton 2-0 and they're right up there. We're expecting them to fall away at some point, but they never do.
No, it's been tremendous. This was a game. I'd pinpoint this is the game where they get stuck with a Hasenhüttl bear hug, but no, Maddison, tremendous goals from him.
Yeah,
different people pop up at different times. They just keep going and going.
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain look a bit scrappy as they only beat Angers 1-0. No Pochettino tested positive for COVID, and Mbappe looked grumpy at being substituted. Jules.
It's not perfect, and certainly they didn't play well at all. But hey, they won Kurzawa. It's a right wing back to right back to left back combination, cross and finish, pretty good. But
You don't avoid the Mbappe.
No, it's frustrating because he hasn't scored in 2021. He's not playing well. He's getting hammered back home, and that's why he's a bit moody. Bayern Munich bounced back from the embarrassing exit in the German Cup with a 2-1 win over Freiburg, who hit the bar in injury time. That was not comfortable at all. Gab, this was close.
It was close. I got to say this. I like to talk about performance.
Yeah.
And it's true they could have dropped points if because Neuer was beaten on that one. But I thought they played well. They played a lot better against Freiburg. Freiburg, who'd been a bit resurgent, they played much better in this game, I think, than they've played at any time in the past couple of weeks. Yeah. So I think that was important. Maybe that elimination in the German Cup did them some good. Tottenham Hotspur rolled to a 3-1 victory over Sheffield United, which isn't surprising. But there are plenty other surprises, like Ndombele's wonder goal, Mourinho's back 3, and the fact that after scoring first, they did not sit back and play on the counter.
No, you're right. Although Sheffield United came back to 2-1 and then you thought, but no. And please, Tanguy Ndombele, come on. What did you do? What did you do, my friend? This is an incredible goal. For me, it's goal of the season already. Better than the Halle overhead kick. Don't look at me like this. This is exceptional.
You knew it was the general area, but come on, there was a little bit of good fortune in that too.
Where is the good fortune?
Did you like how the players all insisted, well, it wasn't Mourinho who told us to sit back. It was just, I'm like, okay, yeah. At least they're sticking up for him.
Yeah. Mason Mount scores a late winner and Chelsea beat 10-man Fulham 1-0. Gab, it was really flat though.
It felt flat because it was flat. He went back to all his veterans. I think that's a sign too.
Yeah.
Zuma, you had Rudiger in there, you had Azpilicueta in there. Ziyech had a quiet game. Giroud up front. Werner came on, fluffed a chance. Havertz rooted to the bench. 3 points. Not much else positive to say here.
Yeah.
Marco Reus misses a penalty and Borussia Dortmund are held 1-1 by Mainz. Jules, they were terrible in the second half.
They were so bad. I mean, it's Thomas Meunier who scored, which I think with all the attacking, talent that you have in this Borussia, if Meunier scores, it's because the rest has been really bad and you've been really bad collectively.
And Moukoko made that goal. They had to turn to 16-year-old Moukoko.
I don't know if they took this game for granted or if they took it lightly.
But they were good until half time. They were good. They were pressing. They just weren't. They just hadn't scored. I think the bottom falls out in the second half.
I don't know if physically they could not hold up for the whole 90 minutes. This team is so frustrating, isn't it? Because they could be so good, and yet every time there's something that disappoints you, or they're good, and then you think, they're going to put on a run now. They're going to be good. The momentum is there, and then the next game they do this. It's just like, wow. Mind you, it's not much different for Leipzig because they missed their chance to keep up with Bayern at the held 2-2 by Wolfsburg and only equalized thanks to a comedy moment of defending between Maxence Lacroix, who, by the way, I really rate, and Jonathan Brooks. Don't rate that much. Gab, are you still on the Julian Nagelsmann's bandwagon?
Yeah, I don't want to pick on Maxence Lacroix, who you really rate.
He's been
Brooks.
Great until
But this is funny because you know how you're supposed to call for the ball? Willy Orban goes up for the header, and it comes down, and the ball goes between them.
Yeah.
Each one thinks the other one's going to get. The keeper obviously thinks one of the two is going to get it, so he moves late. This is how Leipzig got their point. Now, Nagelsmann said, we created enough chances to win that game 3 or 4 times over. I think he's right. I am still a Julien believer.
Me too.
However, I think you're better with a striker. I think Emil Forsberg is starting to run out of gas.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him as often as I do. Let's hope Szoboszlai comes in soon, because I want to see a title race, and I don't want to be proven wrong.
No.
Olympique Marseille have won just 1 of their last 7 as they're beaten at home by relegation contenders Nimes. What excuses is my boy AVB coming up with now? And is Arkadiusz Milik really what they need?
Well, certainly Marseille were not the better team, and the better team didn't lose that game because Nimes were good, but they didn't have to be that good because Marseille was so bad. I mean, Dimitri Payet, listen to this, Gab. He played 66 minutes, he started. He was horrific. He made 5 sprints. How can a professional player...
Quality, not quantities. Don't pick on Payet.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that. And Milik is the answer. I mean, is it what they need? Yeah, they need a striker, a proper striker.
What's wrong with Benedetto?
He's not good enough. He's not good. And Milik is certainly better if that's the Milik of a few years ago, not the Milik...
I'll tell you what, though. I've seen some of those numbers in terms of his wage package, in terms of, I mean, I think, whatever, they're talking 7, 9.
Yeah.
These are pre-pandemic numbers for a guy who hasn't played in 6 months.
I'm surprised, as much as you are. I don't know where that money is coming from. Napoli destroyed Fiorentina 6-0 as Lorenzo Insigne turns in a masterclass. I mean, if you haven't seen the assist on the Lozano goal, please go and check it out. Dries Mertens makes his return off the bench. Victor Osimhen will be back soon as well. And if they win that game in hand, they're just 3 points back. Gab, and I knew this question was coming. Why are they getting no more respect as title contenders? Well, you said they would win the title.
I said they had the best squad in Italy. I think potentially they do. No, I think they should be. I think it's because it's Gennaro Gattuso and it's Napoli, and people are very quick to point out their flaws. I think they showed they can win without Osimhen. At the start of the season, he was awesome.
Yeah.
When he comes back, they have a whole other dimension. They have a lot of depth. If they can keep people fit, Mertens now another option. They've dropped some points stupidly, but they're right there. This isn't one of those seasons where, Juve run away with it and get like 98 points.
No, that's true.
I think they can be in the mix. I think they deserve more respect. I think they're a phenomenal side. Luka Jovic makes his debut for Eintracht Frankfurt on loan from Real Madrid and scores twice as they roll to a 3-1 win over Schalke. By the way, Schalke's goal scored by Matthew Hoppe. Scores again. That's what, 4 goals in 2 games now?
Yeah.
Jules, should Zidane have kept them around? It's an easy answer.
It is, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, he should. This is a pure goal scorer. What? So he scored for Eintracht Frankfurt. That means he can't score ever again for Real Madrid.
No, but I'm saying is Zidane should not have kept him because he wasn't playing him. When he did play him, he was playing badly. Send him somewhere on loan. Maybe you can get some money back for him, or maybe he'll come back happier and better.
Put him in a right environment so he can shine for Real Madrid. This is someone who never really got a chance.
Okay, I'm confused here. Are you A, criticizing Zidane, and B,
yeah.
For him to play in the right environment, that means you have to bench your boy Karim Benzema.
No, but you know what I mean. I think it is great that he goes on loan, scores goal, his value is going to go back up, and then if they want to sell him to Bayern Mbappe or whoever else they want, this is a good move for them. I just think it's a shame because he's clearly talented, and I just don't like those people like him who flop when they go to another big club, to a bigger club than what they were before.
Yeah, look, I think his career is going to come back.
It's a real shame for Real Madrid to that.
If he scores goals, he obviously scored goals before, he showed what he can do, but I don't think it's going to be Real Madrid.
Milan play on Monday night, and we record this on Monday morning against Cagliari, but they're getting reinforcement on the transfer market. Mario Mandzukic is on his way, so please explain me this one. However, the other one, Fikayo Tomori, looks close too, and this one, I'm on board. Mandzukic, not so much.
Look, Milan, money's tight, as you know. Milan, by the way, tonight, or Monday night, playing without Çalhanoğlu and Theo Hernandez, both of whom tested positive for COVID. I think Milan have been hit as hard by COVID as any other team in Europe, incidentally. I think the thinking with Mandzukic is that, it's another big body in case the big body we have up front in Zlatan Ibrahimovic gets injured and goes missing, as he's wont to do. I thought Mandzukic was most effective playing on the flanks 10 years ago, coming on this far post. Yeah, I don't know about Mandzukic playing as a center forward. He's supposed to be a good egg. It's not costing him much, so why not? Short term, it's another option. Tomori is interesting because Chelsea are apparently asking, like saying, like, yeah, we'll send him on loan, and to buy him outright, you need to spend 30 million, which is another way of saying you're not getting him because nobody's going to spend 30 million post-pandemic on Tomori, no matter how well he does. Certainly not Milan. But if they can get this across the line, I think it definitely helps. Gives you some much needed depth at center half, where you've got Romagnoli, you've got Chiesa who's older, Gabbia who's been injured, come back. Musacchio I don't think has any future at Milan. So good signing, yeah. Why not? Now, our producer, Freddie, has been harassing us for weeks to talk about his team, Union Berlin, because Freddie's one of those hipsters, and that's how he rolls. The Alte Försterei. Oh, look, they bring sofas into the woods. Ha ha! Wie lustig, how funny those, But, by the way, they're the second banana team in Berlin historically.
Yeah.
But they've done well on a shoestring budget to stay up. They stand for something.
Yeah.
And they beat Peter Bosz, which I think is funny.
We told you.
Are they going to stay there?
So we told you about Peter Bosz. Don't get carried away. We did mention it many times if you listen to the show.
But by the way, I'll give you a little aside. Peter Bosz gave this long explanation. Look, I don't want to pick on Peter Bosz. I like it when managers actually give real answers about Kai Havertz and the way he was using Kai Havertz and could Chelsea use him. And you see what he was describing is like a parallel universe to what is at Chelsea and the players who are at Chelsea. Where he basically makes it seem, and look, it worked for him. He says, oh, well, Kai really worked for us when we had this sort of box of four and blah, blah, blah. And Chelsea would have to basically rip up their team from scratch and build it all around Kai Havertz.
Not gonna
if it's going to work for Havertz at Chelsea, it's not going to work that way.
No, definitely not. But hey, for Union Berlin, they will play Leipzig next week and then Gladbach 2 games on, so we will know a bit more. But great story. Max Kruse, coming back and doing wonders and good. They're a good, solid team. They're nothing special, but hey, it's working so far. Lazio won the Rome derby on Friday night 3-0, which means the knives are out for your boy Paulo Fonseca. I mean, Ciro Immobile was outstanding, and so was Lazio, but Roma were bad.
Roma made 2 huge mistakes, individual mistake. Ibanez, who's been really good, had a nightmare game.
His brain froze or something.
I don't know what happened. I'll say this. I must stick up for Paulo Fonseca because I think he's a tremendous manager. I think he's been working in really difficult conditions. People always point out, but he, flat track bully. They beat the little teams. They lose to the big teams. Okay, fine. You still get 3 points. And Roma are still, as we record this, top 4, which is ahead of my expectations, given all the nonsense, the injury, the fact that they have no money, the ownership change, the director of football changed, Zaniolo, the best player, gets injured, Dzeko's not getting any younger. So put all those things together, I'm still on Team Paulo, so you'll be glad to know that.
Me too.
Mesut Ozil is finally gone, Jules. He's off to Fenerbahce. What are they going to do with all the money, they say? No, who cares? Because we know they're just going to give it all to Aubameyang and Willian.
Of course.
But how much are you enjoying the Aubameyang versus Lacazette Instagram battles for his number 10 shirt? Also, isn't it kind of stupid? Like, shouldn't it just go to Emile Smith-Rowe?
I think they should retire it. Like they do in NBA. Just put it in number 10. Ozil. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know who's going to get number 10.
They're not serious about this, right?
No, they're not serious about it. I think
Alba's always won 14
years.
They're
very happy. They're very happy with the numbers, both of them. Maybe Smith-Rowe, although number 10 is quite a heavy shirt to carry, but maybe he can. Or maybe Saka is very happy with the 7, but Saka being Arsenal best player this season. Maybe number 10.
Maybe Martinelli.
Or maybe Martinelli. That's a good, great shot. Martinelli going for it. When Rooney announced he's retiring from football to focus on managing Derby County, second from bottom in the championship gap, as so often happened, people are asking themselves whether he really fulfilled his potential as a player.
Yeah, and I think these are, frankly, pretty silly conversations. There's a national routine with the media everywhere, especially here in England, where Rooney comes up, he's great. Then all of a sudden he appears on television, he mumbles, oh no, he's rubbish. Yeah. Then he's good again. Then he's bad again.
Then he could have done better.
Look, I mean, his last couple of seasons at Manchester United, he didn't live up to his contract. He was poor. And he was still in his late 20s at the time. For me, if you're talking about your potential in your career, all told, it's not like he retired. He's not Marco van Basten and retired through injury. I think the answer has to be no. I think people expected more from him. He still achieved a tremendous amount and was hugely important. I thought it was a bit sad that, we didn't see him into his 30s, as we should have with other great strikers. Again, partly injuries, partly whatever. So I think it's as simple as that. Not a value judgment on Wayne Rooney as a player in any way, shape, or form, or as a person, rather. Right, that's all we've got time for, but let's come back on Thursday and do this again. How about that? We had this much fun, huh? Until then, love the game, love your neighbor, love yourself.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.